Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Factorio Bob's Angels. We've started the episode off up at the iron combination sorting because I noticed a very small amount of iron coming down the belt, so I came up to have a look, and it was a lack of Javolite getting through, and that's because the storage warehouse is completely full of crushed stone. We're crushing it so quickly, the two red belts, or at least the one red loader, taking the crushed stone out isn't fast enough, so I start the episode off by looking at getting this upgraded to green belt, because otherwise we're not going to be getting rid of crushed stone fast enough to get enough crushing through of sapphirite and javolite for the combination sorting. So we work our way down, just getting this belt upgraded all the way. We can finally get rid of this warehouse here, which was temporarily used to just get rid of the crushed stone initially, but the flow through was never quick enough until not too long ago to get rid of it all. It did take quite a while to get rid of that. I've been waiting to, and we can finally get rid of that warehouse. So we do have enough green belt on us to get all the way down to the crushed warehouse, although it does get very close. The bots do start bringing us some more, and I have been continuing to try and streamline the production of green belt. I did have a quick look at a few things in between the episodes, nothing too major, but I looked at trying to speed it up. And I think one of the main issues is the titanium coming up on that one yellow belt isn't getting fast enough for the titanium bearings. So that's one thing I do need to look at upgrading this episode. But yes, this is another bit of a upgrading, kind of getting distracted a lot of the time episode. But we do upgrade a few quite important things that, you know, to try and speed up science. Blue or purple science is still kind of our shortfall in terms of science, but we will get on with getting that upgraded, and hopefully that upgrade of the green belts there for the crushed stone will sort those things out there. We also double up the green belts inputting to the crushed stone slurrying, because this is our only source of slurry at the moment, because we've processed all of our slag. It's all gone, so it's all coming from slurry at the moment, and we're not doing very much of the sorting at all that produces any slag. I'm not even sure if we're producing any at all, but yeah, currently no slag coming through, so we're relying on the crushed stone there, because a lot of that is used in some of the combination sorting for the brown catalyst. So yeah, green belt is producing pretty quickly, but it is stopping occasionally, so it's not as fast as it could be, but we're still getting a fair amount, so we keep putting that out where we can. Hopefully we'll hit a point soon where, you know, I'm not having to just constantly upgrading green belts everywhere. It should all be done. I guess this is the downside for going straight to green and skipping things like purple, is it takes a lot more resources to go straight to green, but it's going to be worth it in the long run. We'll get lots and lots of throughput. So we used a bit more of the green belt there to further upgrade the iron belt. I don't think we've got much more to go, but yeah, I come and have another look at the titanium belt, because yeah, it's just getting 100% used by the production of titanium bearings. So another thing I need to look at this episode, which I was going to do in between episodes, but I just didn't have time to sort it before recording, so I ended up just doing it in the video, is sorting out the layout of this logistics area. Patrick made the very good point of just having an inserter to carry the next model or next mark of something across, and only having the passive provider on the product, on the final product, and not getting the bots to move it over, and then using a green circuit wire onto the requester chest of the next stage to say only pass the item over from this assembler to the next if there's none in the requester, which will guarantee the use of everything in the logistics system first, and it also means you've not got a stack in that passive provider as a kind of buffer. The only reason I liked the passive provider layout was it was generic. It just worked anywhere you put it, and the bots would just carry stuff over. I wouldn't need to go in and change as many things. And the other reason is, I don't know why, but I like to have every item available in the logistics system in case you're having to upgrade certain things or requesting certain stuff. Anything's available, but it's kind of pointless really, because you're always going to use the highest tier of something and only ever have it in the logistics system if it's actually needed anywhere. So we come and change it to function that way. We've got a express stack inserter carrying the item from that stage to the stage up, and it's then connected to the requester chest of the stage above it, and it'll only function if there's none of that product in the requester chest. So yeah, we've got a lot of the stuff for these in the logistics system. So a lot of these won't do anything because, yeah, the requester chests have those items in. Thanks to the lovely copy and paste from the assembler to the requester chest, everything has the right items in. My only gripe with that function is the numbers aren't really high enough for late game Bob stuff, but I guess it'll work great for vanilla. It's just in Bob's things run so quickly that, yeah, the assembler will always have constructed what it's doing way before the bot will bring the next item in. But yeah, I'm not going to go through and change all the numbers in the requesters now because, yeah, that would take ages and this is boring enough as it is. But at least this is a nice way to come through and just check that absolutely everything's working. Everything's got a yellow bottleneck light on it. So yeah, it's got what it needs produced and the passive providers have everything they need in them. This area was laid out last episode for medium and long poles, so I just come and get that sorted. I update my blueprint a little bit, although I still could do it a bit better with the circuit condition, although, yeah, that would need the other row in. So I might change that blueprint so it's just a whole row and then I delete however many assemblers that I don't need. But yeah, I just manually go through and do all this with the circuit wires for now, but I could probably just do a blueprint of the whole row and take all the assembler values out. I don't know. I'll work something out in a minute. I leave the construction of all the RoboPort stuff as it is because I believe those items are needed in a couple of other things that I am going to add to the logistics construction at some point. For example, the charging bays, I think, use a lot of those products. And I may automate some of the other logistics stuff from Bob's as well, but we shall see. So, enough of the logistics area for now. We just come and have a look at our other thing we need to focus on this episode, which is just speeding up science a little bit. It's still not going as fast as I'd like. So we come and have a look at the purple science to see why it's going slow. And it's just production of the products, and the assemblers themselves are now all running at full speed. So they're going to need speed beaconing and upgrading to the final model of assemblers. But yeah, then the issue becomes getting enough products in again for them. But we do need to get all of the productivity, raw productivity, upgraded to maximum for those, because that's a very important place to have them. And we are producing the raw productivity 8 now, which is fantastic. I believe we do have a look at that at some point just to see why that's slowed down, why production's going so slow for them. But as you can see, the purple science vials are blue, which is what they were in Bob's. So that seems to be ever since I upgraded shiny Bob's, and well, I upgraded all the mods that needed upgrading, but I haven't sort of sat down and tried reinstalling the mod or whatever, or if it's supposed to be like that. It's just a little bit weird, but it all still works, so it doesn't really matter at the moment. So we speed up the delivery of the science packs, but I do believe the production of blue is the shortfall eventually once we've got rid of all the ones in the provider and the requester that's sat there. We come and upgrade all these to express just to speed everything up. We might as well now. The yellow inserters aren't fast enough anymore. So we come upgrading the belts as well for the delivery of green and red and blue science packs. So just to be clear, I am getting a bit confused myself when I'm referring to blue and blue now that those other packs are blue. When I say blue, I mean the packs just here, and if I say, I'll try and refer to the dark blue ones as purple still, but when I'm looking at them, I just kind of want to say blue. But we come and have a look at the light blue science pack production, because I think that one becomes the shortfall next. We're kind of juggling between blue and purple when we come and speed up the delivery of the circuits for the assemblers, because of course for the light blue science production, it's the production of these assemblers that is very difficult to get enough iron through, or any of the products through, because they are quite product hungry. I have been playing a little bit of 0.15, and I'm sort of testing out settings for the new series. I want to do marathon mode, and assemblers are very hungry, much more hungry than these. So yeah, coming up with new designs to feed in more resources for these, because they're going to be a lot more expensive in that run through. But I'm looking forward to kicking that one off. I think I'm happy with the settings that I'm going to play with, but we'll see. Obviously in the first video, the intro video, I'll go through with the settings I'm going to go for and why I'm going for them. But yeah, really looking forward to starting that. But yeah, I need to get this series well underway. I'm kind of tempted to start the new series before I finish this, and to be honest, even when this series finishes, I'm still going to come back and do an occasional video, because I want this factory launching rockets quite rapidly, quite often. But yeah, well, obviously I'll just sort of see how it goes and kind of wing it. And we finally get the iron belts completely upgraded for their delivery to the warehouse. So we now have full 4 belt throughput of iron, and we just come and have a look at production to make sure things are running okay. And we kind of need to increase the output of crushed stone here, because the amount of crushed stone in the warehouse is still going up, and it's going to just cause a problem yet again. And so I get another output at least for that, so it's filling up at least one of those green belts. Hopefully that's enough to deal with it. If it's outputting greater than the production, then eventually it'll catch up and there'll be a bit more space on those green belts. But I also come up and upgrade the speed modules in the sorting machines to tier 8 raw speed modules. So they're going absurdly fast now. And we could probably look at getting another couple of iron belts inputting, because yeah, we're using that full amount straight away. It's getting smelted completely. On this bit, I kind of come and have a look at putting a circuit condition in so that stone is, there's always going to be stone being made available. If we're using more stone than we're creating and the value's going down, I want all the crushed stone to go into the stone production, so I don't want it going into the slurrying. And I put a value in there, but it doesn't really work. And I come back and have a look at it, and I get very confused at that bit, but we'll go into it when we come back to it later on. So we then head over to science just to see why it stopped, because at the moment it's stopped completely and it's down to purple science. So we need to go have a look there and see what's going on. But I kind of get distracted on that chain of thought, and I come and have a look at the iron, because the belt, there's still not 4 full green belts of iron on the bus, which is kind of what I want. I want to get those belts full before I start adding more in. So it's way overdue. But I come and look at upgrading the second iron column to electronic furnaces so we can get this all beaconed up with raw productivity and speed. And we're never really going to need much more smelting than that. This is just because there is still iron getting past that first smelting row, even though it's not even fully running, but that's down to my pretty poor ratios of numbers of electronic furnaces in the row. I'm just not going to delete that whole area and redesign it. We'll just keep that design going. There's no harm in it. But yeah, another issue is there's just hardly no copper coming through, and I can't believe we've been relying on that one single yellow belt. I think it was yellow belt or maybe red belt the whole time. So I quickly just run up and upgrade that to green most of the way. We do run out, but thankfully the factory has got quite a bit in, and we managed to get that upgraded all the way down to the copper buffer warehouse, and there's 4 red belts coming out of there, so that should be enough for now, because we don't really running out of copper. But I do need to take a proper look at upgrading copper at some point. But we just come and get all these furnaces upgraded to the max level. I do run out because we are using loads in upgrading these columns, and while I'm here I might as well just come and do the second copper smelting column as well. But I do need a lot of green belts. I'd like a lot more green belts. So in a moment we do have a look at trying to speed that up yet again. But yeah, like I said at the start of the episode, I do keep getting distracted. I sort of do half a job somewhere, I get distracted by something else, and I just end up doing half of what I intended to. I see something else and I run off and go and have a look at another thing. So I did say purple science earlier, and I never actually went to it. So we come and have a look. And yeah, it's due to a shortage of steel now that we have these assemblers upgraded. And it's also, well, as you can see, there's no iron coming through for the cogs and pipes. So yeah, there's no iron on the belt tool just above us. And I believe that's because it's literally all getting hoovered up by blue science. But there was, looking at it, actually a bit of a shortage of iron there for a moment. So we may not be getting it all coming through, but a lot of it is going to belts as well. So I think, yeah, because of those priority splitters, it's all just getting hoovered up by blue science and the belt production. But hopefully when we get all the right belts upgraded for belt production and science, it's going to hopefully sort things out a bit. But yeah, I do half a job there by upgrading half the solder belt to green, then I run out of green belt, and I think, all right, we'll go have a look at something else while that buffers. And we have a look at why raw productivity 8 isn't coming through quick enough, and it's down to solder just not getting up here fast enough. So that's partly why I was trying to get those solder belts upgraded, but it would have been nice if I carried on with the job. I then get frustrated with the lack of green belt, so I come and have a look at why that's slow, and that's down to the titanium. So I start upgrading the titanium belt, and we also get to look at the ridiculous length of the green underground belts, but not long enough to take it all the way across the bus. So we come and have a look at upgrading the titanium belt, and again I get halfway through and I run out of belt. So You could blame my short attention span on the fact that I'm just not getting enough belt to upgrade them all the way. It's just, if I'd have just done titanium first and not solder, we probably would have had enough to get there. So we come back and we have another look at purple science, and yeah, it's just speed basically. I think we're now at the speed of normal inserters. I also get a bit stuck with the debug menu there. It opens and I'm forgetting which key it is, and I turn my power suit and my night vision on and off loads of times. But we come and just upgrade the delivery of products. I know upgrading that delivery of Derrickson furnaces won't really speed things up. It just gets them there a bit quicker. Yeah, I just start looking at upgrading everything. I take these all the way up to express stack inserters. To be honest, I probably should just use express stack inserters everywhere and just not bother with express inserters, because then we're just at the maximum speed, just like I've been doing with the green belt, and stop messing around with these stages. I also have to keep changing a lot between upgrade planners because, yeah, I keep running out of green belt and then I want to stick blue in just to at least get somewhere with it. But I might have a look at tidying up my upgrade planner because it's not how I want it exactly at the moment. But we come and have a look at the iron plate delivery, and we have 4 almost full belts, but that top belt there does have some gaps in it. And I can't really see why, because all the belts inputting into the balancer are full. So yeah, there's something weird going on there. So I decide to add a 5th line. What I'll do with this 5th line is have it input past these priority splitters. So if blue science and belts are hoovering absolutely everything up, this is still able to help fill the belt up afterwards. I kind of just chuck it in there just so it does have access to those 4 belts. But I'll come up with something a little bit better in between episodes or next episode, so that works a little bit better. But we'll probably end up with 6 belts of iron ore coming down to the smelting area, and then 6 belts taking those plates on down the bus. Because yeah, blue science alone is quite happily using up to full green belts of iron, no problems there. And we finally get the green belts for titanium all the way down to titanium production. And now the shortfall is the ingredients for titanium itself. So yeah, we're just finding more and more belts that need upgrading. So all of these need sorting out. We also get as many Mark 8 raw productivity into the electrolyzers that we have on us at the time. And again, I mess around with my upgrade planner to get the outputs upgraded. But yeah, we need to get these inputs sorted. I go for red belt because I've got quite a lot of it on me at the moment. And to be honest, for 1 green belt outputting 3 red inputs should hopefully be enough, but we'll find out when we get to it. So we start with the calcium chloride, which could also do with their raw productivity upgrading. But they're using a lot of stone. So I upgrade the stone belt because I notice it's half full. Yeah, if it's half full, then it's being used quite considerably. But it needs upgrading. It's just a yellow belt. And that brings us back to the crushed stone processing area, which we were looking at earlier. So I come and get the stone assemblers upgraded to the highest mark. We get the inserters upgraded, but yeah, I again mess around with my upgrade planner. And then I notice my condition finally isn't working. It's basically set if the storage of stone is above a certain amount to enable. But I know why I got confused now, but at the time I was on this for ages just going, why isn't this working? And it was really stupid of me because I was looking at it, I'd set it to greater than 100 to begin with, and then I think I changed it to 140. I even tried doing less than, but the whole time I was thinking that was 150k. I just hadn't put enough zeros in. And looking at it now, it's pretty stupid. But yeah, I spend ages looking at it, and then I decide to mess around with the conditions some more, and then I just say only enable if crushed stone is over a certain amount, at which point I realise how many zeros is in 1,000. But yeah, I was a bit tired when I recorded this, but yeah, we get the production of stone prioritised over the slurrying of crushed stone. So we'll always have enough stone coming through, because at this stage of the game, stone is very important. Calcium chloride is used heavily, and stone is used on a massive rate. That's one of the things I really liked about Bob's, was that stone became an item that was used quite heavily late game. So we get plastic pipe and underground pipe put in because one of the products in the assembling area needs plastic pipe. I can't remember which one it was. I looked at it earlier on in the game. We come back to look at raw productivity production. And we get some raw speed module 8 in. I really need to go around and upgrade the raw speed everywhere. I also need to get the efficiency module in, the yellow one, I can't remember what it's called, to improve our power usage and pollution. But yeah, we're speeding things up excessively now. I'm just going straight to express stack inserters everywhere just to get things going. But we look at various products that are a bit slow for it and just speeding them up, getting the raw productivity in there, and upgrading requester chests where it's literally just the delivery items is just not fast enough. I think we've now got all our construction and logistic robots up to Mark IV, so that's all running nicely. But the final issue we notice is back to copper again, so I need to put some serious effort into seeing what's going on with copper. But at this point, the belt is completely empty, and I think for a certain amount of time we had a shortfall of one of the two ores, Crotinium or Javolite, but the train has come in and I'm not able to see which one is that we're short on. We'll need to put in an outpost for one or the other, so I may just start next episode off by putting in one for both of them because they're both nice and available to us. It shouldn't take too long with File, and I finally get the station fully upgraded to express stack inserters, and you get to see there just how quickly a train gets emptied. I need to go through again and take out all the substations and add the extra 2 express stack inserters per warehouse, but at the moment it's not really too important, and to be honest I can't really be bothered to have it in the recording. It's gonna be a bit boring, but then I do something really silly. I get distracted by upgrading all of the loaders for the outputs for the station, because that is a bit important, getting that up to speed. It's just replacing loaders. They don't have their values carried over, and copying and pasting all of these over does get a bit confusing. My brain starts to spin a bit, and then I think, oh, why not just get the bots to do it for me? But again, it doesn't carry the values. Then I get annoyed trying to clear the belts, because yeah, without your running legs, you can't run fast enough on green belts. But with it switched on, I couldn't stand in the right places, so I got really frustrated at this point, because I was like, why the hell have I decided to do this in the recording? This was never in my plan. But once I'd started it in the recording, I needed to finish it. So yeah, we kind of messed up all the belts here. So I just decided to delete it all, lay them out manually, copy the values over, and just use a bit of blueprint magic just to get everything back into place. But I do a couple of times just keep messing up all of the belts. But we do eventually get there and get it done. We just need to go through and copy the condition for every loader and just make sure it's correct as well, because I don't want to connect it up and then it suddenly mess all the belts up again, because yeah, it's a bit of a palaver having to clean it all up. And this last one's slightly different from the rest. I copy the values over, and then I try and, for some reason, I use a blueprint to fill in the bits, but to be honest, there's just bits of belt everywhere, and it actually takes longer using the blueprint than to not do it, because it's the one on the end, so it just has belts inputting rather than using underground belts to put it in. But it looks like it's all running okay. I try and have a look at the values in the logistics system for Crotinium and Stereotype, but they're both about the same, so I wasn't sure which one ran out. But it looks like the problem is I didn't upgrade those yellow loaders outputting from the sorters. But that's going to be all we have time for this episode. Next episode, we're going to sort the copper out. But yeah, I do hope you have enjoyed watching, and please do come and join me next episode. Bye-bye.